In this video, we will explore strategies and concepts for self-help listening part 4, listening to a news item. So grab a notebook, stay till the end, and together we will explore this section, okay? So first of all, what is the structure for this listening part 4? You will listen to a news report. It's about 60 to 90 seconds long. Then you will answer 5 multiple choice questions. Each question has 4 answer choices, but only one is correct. And remember, you will hear the audio once, no replay. So your focus has to be very strong. And remember, this is not just about listening, it's about understanding facts, opinions, reasons, consequences, and also the tone of the news. Got it? Now, let me break down exactly what the exam is testing you on in this part. The first one, we call it as a main idea. So when I'm saying main idea, that's the central message or the point the news story is trying to communicate, right? So you have to identify what is this news item mostly about. In CELPIP, this is often introduced in the headline or first 2 lines, and your job is to figure out why is this being reported? What's the big story here? So remember, focus on the opening line. It usually sets the tone, and you have to ask yourself, if I had to summarize the story in one sentence, what would it be? And try to avoid by the distractions such as examples or some minor details. They do support the main idea, but they are not it. There is a difference, right? For example, if the news item begin with the city of Larchmont has imposed water restrictions due to drought. Now, the main idea is the city is taking action because of a drought, correct? Now, the second concept is the supporting details, very important. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. These are the factual building blocks of the news story. The test may ask specific questions like, what action did the council take? When will the new rule begin? Who made the statement about the project? These are some of the examples. So these are the factual building blocks. As I told you, these are very important. So these are the specific questions that you can expect from the exam. And the tip for this part is don't zone out after the beginning. Important facts are scattered throughout the clip. So you have to mentally track key facts as you hear them. And the repetition of details usually means importance. Example, the project will begin in November and it will affect all residents living east of Highway 7. So this gives you when, November, who, the residents, and where, east of Highway 7. Got it? The third concept is cause and effect. Why did something happen and what is the result? News reports frequently describe a problem and a solution or a decision and its impact. So these relationships are very central to understanding the purpose and the consequence of the events that has been being reported. So you have to look for cause effect words like due to, as a result of, because, which led to, therefore. So try to look for the keywords that is very relevant to the cause and effect. And you have to ask yourself, is this sentence describing something that happened or explaining why it happened? Here's an example. Due to the rise in food prices, local charities have reported a 40% increase in food bank usage. So this is a sentence. So here the cause is rise in food prices and the effect is more people using food banks. Simple, right? And the next one is opinions and quotes. Who said what and why does it matter? Sometimes you will hear direct or indirect quotes from officials, residents, or experts. So these quotes add perspectives or criticism to the story. So it's important to know who said it and what point they were making. So you need to pay attention to names or roles. Say, for example, police chief or environment minister, local resident. Got it? And you have to notice the contrast. For example, officials may be in favor while citizens may object. So try to identify the contrast. And sometimes opinions are paraphrased, not exact words, but the intent remains the same. Example, some residents believe the project is a waste of taxpayer money. That's an opinion, right? Not a fact. So you should not get confused between the two. The next one is vocabulary and tone. What kind of language is being used? How does it make you feel? The tone of a news item tells you the attitude behind it, whether it's serious, hopeful, concerned, critical. Okay, so vocabulary often gives this way. So looks for emotionally charged words like disastrous, groundbreaking, controversial, frustrated, encouraging. So try to look for emotionally charged words and think about whether the speaker is neutral, excited, angry, optimistic. You have to look for the speaker tone also. So tone questions are tricky because they are not about facts, but how the speaker presents the facts. Example of the mayor says, this is an inspiring step towards a cleaner future. So this means his tone is positive or optimistic, right? And if someone says like, this decision shows a complete disregard for our community, here the tone is angry or disapproving. Got it? And the last concept here is conferences. So, what's being suggested, even if it's not directly said? So, we call it as an implied meaning, right? Inference is about reading between lines. The speaker might hint at something or imply a result, but not say it flat out. So, these questions test your ability to connect dots using your clues. So, try to combine tone, details, and context to make a reasonable guess. For example, if someone says, we have tried everything else, they are probably suggesting this is a last resort. So, in this sentence, you have to listen for what's not said directly, what's being implied. Okay? And here is an example. Funds received, but project hasn't started. So, the inference here is there is a delay or inefficiency in the project, even if that word is not used. So, this we call it as inferences. Okay? Now, here are some strategies also. Make a note of it because this is really going to help you to get higher scores. So, the first strategy is read questions before the audio starts. Remember, you will get time to glance at the 5 questions before the clip starts. Try to use the time wisely. And the second one is predict the keywords. Okay, circle or highlight keywords in the question. And the third strategy is don't panic if you miss something. The audio moves quickly. If you miss a detail, don't get stuck. Focus on the rest. And the fourth strategy is trust your ears, not assumptions. Yes, don't rely on what sounds right. Base your answers on what was actually said, not your assumptions. And the fifth strategy is eliminate wrong choices smartly. So this is also very, very important. Even if you're unsure of the answer, eliminate obviously wrong choices first. Then choose the best of the rest. And the last one is mentally remember. Take quick mental notes. You won't have a notepad during the listening test, but you can mentally remember 3 things: who's involved, what happened, and why it matters. Got it? So that's all for today's video. The example for this part 4 we will see in our next video. So keep watching. Thank you. Bye bye.